T-Dog, J-Boy, and me, I'm Lugs. Our pride and joy is pumping our mugs. Be careful, kids, it could get rough. We're flipping our lids on sports and other stuff.
Welcome to Sport Weasel Central, coming to you all the way from the great state of North Carolina. I'm Lug.
I'm J-Boy.
And I'm T-Dog.
Yes, sir, fellas, good to be back with you. So I have a joke to start off. North Carolina, how about that? This show goes everywhere. No one ever knew this. So why did the girl have a crush on the skeleton? Anybody?
I don't know.
No, I have no clue.
Because he was humorous.
I kind of like that one. I do like
Get it? Humorous.
I do. I like that one. I like that one.
Welcome to Sports and Other Stuff, where we like our own jokes. And, well, anyway, we're just a few days away from the opening game of the 105th NFL season, and we're ready. Are you? We can help. We're your one-stop shop. Tonight we break down the NFC North. Looking like a tough one to call, maybe, with big expectations, new faces, and lots to talk about. To recap, here's how they finished last year. Lions were 12-5, went to the NFC Championship game. Packers were 9-8, Vikings 7-10, and the Bears were 7-10 as well. Lugs, let's get it started. How are things in North Carolina, first of all, and what do you like about the NFC North, fourth place?
Well, things are great in North Carolina. It's surprisingly hot here in the mountains. In fourth place in the NFC North, I have the Minnesota Vikings. The big question for me is Sam Darnold. I mean, he's sort of a journeyman. He has some talent, but he got there by default once their supposed rookie starter, J.J. McCarthy, had a season-ending injury. Darnold will have help.
Go ahead.
Hello.
We're still here.
What happened? Did you go in a tunnel or something? What happened?
I must have.
Okay.
Anyway,
you take it away.
Darnold will have help from Aaron Jones, along with all-world wide receiver Justin Jefferson. There's also Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson. So they'll be competitive offensively. Defensively, I'm not so sure about. They've lost some folks, but their coaching staff has proven they can really manage through adversity. Still, when the dust clears, I'm afraid for me it's a disappointing season for the Vikes. I have them at 7-10.
7-10. All right, T-Dog, how do you like the NFC North, fourth place? What's going on there?
I'm looking through the same crystal ball as Lugs. I just want to start off with, for the Minnesota Vikings, the loss of J.J. McCarthy. It's just a huge bummer for the Vikings. I think he was going to be fun. I think there were going to be some, ups and downs like with any rookie quarterback. But I think he showed flashes that one preseason before they had to cut into his meniscus and revealed that, he's going to have to be out for a whole year. But I still think this offense will be good because the play design and calling is by Kevin O'Connell, who, I'm not going to make a bandwagon for Kevin O'Connell. I know J-Boy and I feels like we're trying to do a bandwagon. We can only do so many bandwagons. We will be supporters.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk for J-Boy. J-Boy can talk for himself. I'll be a supporter for Kevin O'Connell and that he's a quality coach, but I think the offense will stay pretty steady. But mainly, I look at this as an opportunity. This is the last chance for Sam Darnold to redeem his possibility of being a starter. Probably not for this team next year, but maybe he gets to ride that train. The traveler going from town to town, being the 1 year gap, and maybe he catches on somewhere and he gets to be, maybe like a Geno Smith thing happens for him. I don't know. It helps when you have Justin Jefferson, who can carry a whole receiving attack, which he's done. And he might have to because Jordan Addison, his ankle is currently hurting him, and hopefully he missed the dreaded high ankle sprain. And T.J. Hawkinson's coming back from the ACL surgery, and I think he was named to be on the PUP list, so he won't be active until I believe their 5th game. So they're gonna miss him. And Aaron Jones, while still in a really effective back, he's at the point in his career in terms of age and also just the amount of downs he's been used on. They have to use him shrewdly. They can't just try to give him 20 carries in a game. He's a guy who hopefully you're topping out at 14, carries and maybe 5 targets or whatnot. The defense had a massive overhaul, kind of like what Lugg said, out with Daniil Hunter and DJ Wunum, in with free agent Jonathan Greenyard and rookie Dallas Turner, who has been turning heads, so that is a good thing. And, Brian Flores, kind of like Kevin O'Connell, as long as they keep him away from J.J. McCarthy and, Sam Darnold. You hear what Tua's saying about Brian Flores. You probably want to keep him away from the quarterbacks. Wow. But I still look at their secondary in terms of their talent, and I just feel it's very suspect when you look at the other 3 teams, like what they have at receiver and quarterback, the firepower that they're going to have to put. That's why I have them going 6-11.
6-11 for the Vikings. Wow, not terribly generous there, but I understand. Nope. Tough division, I think. Wins either way could make this difficult for some. First of all, T-Dog, thanks for using the word of the day tonight, shrewdly. Extra points for you on that. And I can see JJ used to call people, hopping trains. Or not JJ. Sam Darnold, hopping a train, boxcar Willie.
Vagabond.
Yeah, just letting it slow down a little bit and hop on that with the knapsack and off you go. Yeah, but listen to this. Sam Darnold was the number 3 overall pick in the 2018 draft by the Jets. And, oh gosh, don't they wish they had him now? Well, maybe not. We'll see. No Kirk Cousins. I also have the Vikings in last place. But a revived Sam Darnold, and you're right, this is make it or break it. I think it's make it, I hope. Aaron Jones, I think, is a plus, but you're right, he's a little long in the tooth. But, man, what an offensive juggernaut there with J.J., with Jordan Addison, with T.J. Hawkinson. Could be better than expected, I think. But, it's a tough sledding in this division because everybody's kind of ramped up quickly, and the Lions are going to be the ones to beat, we assume. So I've got them in 4th place. I'm throwing a wing and a prayer at them. I got them 7-10. So, 9-8. 9-8. Yeah, I've got them over a 500. Yeah, 9-8. I think they lost so many close one-score games last year. I think they'll make up with that and say, so long, Mr. Kirk Cousins. Okay, 3rd place, Lugs. What do you like in the North?
Well, speaking of boxcar Willie, whoa! Look out, I just sidestepped the Chicago Bears' Caleb Williams hype train, friends. Williams is potentially a Mahomes-type player if you believe the hype. He has some good receivers, DJ Moore or Keenan Allen. He'll have DeAndre Swift at running back for his first year in the league. And the offensive line has improved. So for Chicago fans, I'm sure they're all very hopeful. Defensively, the Bears have really improved their linebacking core. I guess the real question is, will Caleb Williams live up to expectations? At best, I'm saying maybe. I have the Bears going 9-8.
9-8, maybe.
That's why we love Lugs, and that's why if any of us was on a hot take show, it would be Lugs, where you have to have a very strong answer going anyway, and his is like, I think it could happen.
And he's always so damn optimistic, isn't he? That's the other thing that gets you.
No, but it's just that he doesn't have a strong stance that he still can go either way. It's like, see, I told you maybe. I also have the Bears in 3rd place. I am buying into the hype. I know I'm biased, but just it feels like the drafting of Caleb Williams is a turning point. And I know people say, oh, you probably felt that way about Trubisky. I definitely did not feel that way about Trubisky.
Never.
I tried to buy into it. I know I was lying to myself, but I never really bought into it. And Justin Fields, while I still want him to have success with the Steelers and stuff, again, high-level quarterbacks in this league know how to process quickly, are creative, and that's two weaknesses, unfortunately, of Justin Fields is he's not a quick processor. Not to say you can't get better in time, but the one thing that I don't know if he can get better at is just innate ability to be creative with the ball. Like you saw with Caleb Williams when he did that little shot put to DeAndre Swift. That's just an innate thing that either you have or you don't. And just in this preseason, you've seen his athleticism and creativity on that moon ball to Rome Odunze, where he rolled out to his left, and just because of the torque he was able to get, and it was a 45-yard like drop in. And on the first preseason game he played in, he hit the other one going to the right to Cole Kmet. So again, this is I'm not completely saying he's going to have a great year like C.J. Stroud, because C.J. Stroud, like we kind of said when we did their preview, was so historic that I'm not going to put anyone up to that poll. Like, that's just how high a level it was. But kind of like what Lug said, you have, Rome Odunze is also exhibiting traits that he's going to contribute significantly early on. And not that we want to really get into fantasy talk, don't draft Keenan Allen. It's not that I don't think he's good. I just think when he gets the two receiver sets, Rome Odunze is going to scoop that up by October. And Keenan Allen's going to be the third receiver on the team. Anyway, DJ Moore, he got paid because he's still the guy. And Cole Kmet, I don't know how much he'll be used with those other three guys, but still he's showed the last few years he's a good contributor. And I look at this defense, they possibly have one of the best secondaries in the NFL, and possibly by the end of the year they'll be viewed as such, with Jalen Johnson getting paid, Tyreek Stevens coming into his second year, Kyler Gordon, and Jaquan Brisker. The problem I have with this team and why I have them in third place is outside of Montez Sweat and possibly Darnell Wright, the lines that is the building blocks of any team usually being good on a consistent game-in basis for a season. Still a lot of question marks. On defensive side, I like Javon Dexter and Austin Booker, the rookie. I think they've shown promise. And on the offensive line, I think Braxton Jones and Tevin Jenkins have flashed, but they've had durability problems. It's because of that situation, primarily their lines. I have them going 10-7.
Ooh, okay.
But I have them missing the playoffs.
All right, thank you for that.
I kind of cheated on that. I know they won 10, but hey,
maybe.
baby.
No, I have them. I don't know. I'm definitive. They're not making the playoffs. They're not making the playoffs. I'm at least. I will say if you put a gun in my head, maybe I say 9-8. But I'm giving them 10-7. But I'm also hitting the line where I'm saying they're not making the playoffs.
Easy, fellas, easy. All right. Hey, question: how many careers were ruined by the decision to draft Mitch Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes, do you think? Okay, that's the question of the day. I know he went to Carolina. Lugs, is he nearby? Is he in earshot by chance? Is he there?
No.
Okay.
No, he was a Piedmont boy.
He was a Piedmont boy. Okay. All right, so I too have the Bears in third place. Yeah, man, I think the hype is real. Caleb Williams, a trio of, I think all three of those guys could be a number one somewhere. Keenan Allen, Rome, and DJ Moore. Plus, you mentioned Cole Kmet. There's just so many offensive things going on there. The offensive line is so much better. Some wise guys expect the Bears to make the postseason. I don't know if I go that far because there's so many good things in this division. But I have them in third place. And I, too, like T-Dog, like the Dog Man, 10-7. I say let's rack them up. Let's rack them and let them win a few double-digit games. And those single-score games that they were tied on last year, they can win those because the man named Mr. Williams is wearing number 18, and he's number one in your program. So he's our guy, and let's see what happens. So there you go. That's what I got. Bears, third place. Lugs, move on to second place in the North. What you got?
I have the Green Bay Packers. Last year, quarterback Jordan Love had just an amazing year, really, especially the second half of the season. And Green Bay seems to have that quarterback formula down, don't they? I mean, Love follows Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they've hit on some folks. Of course, there's still a lot for Love to prove. but he does have a good cadre of receivers, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. So he's got offensive weapons. They've added Josh Jacobs at running back. So I think this might be the year Pack gets its swagger back on offense. Defensively, there's the rub. They brought in former Boston College head coach Jeff Heffley after firing longtime defensive coordinator Joe Barry. So I don't know how that all is going to work out. But even with those questions about the defense, I have the Pack going 11-6.
Wow. All right. T-Dog. And thanks, Lugs, for using the second word of the day, cadre.
Oh,
Wasn't he a wideout cadre, Ishmael? Do I have that right?
Lugs and I, we must have the same hand because and I guess most people feel this way how the divisional stack out. But I have Green Bay in second. Matt LaFleur is one of the better coaches in the league, and what he did last year, he helped mold a very young offense into a potential juggernaut entering year 2 of Jordan Love era. You know, having been allowed to sit and absorb the offense for 3 years. Love played with confidence and maturity unnatural for a first-time starter. And then you look at their youthful receivers. They all brought unique traits to the team. Reed is their short and intermediate gadget guy. Dobbs is their gritty outside-the-numbers jump baller. Watson is their deep ball option. And Wicks is the large route-running choice. They added Xavier McKinney. He was a huge free agent signing who gives the unit smarts and a great communicator to keep the coverage aligned and engaged. And I think he ties directly into the Jeff Hafley thing. They're going to play a lot of single high safety. They're gonna play a lot of man coverage, and they're switching from a 3-4 defense to a 4-3 defense primarily, and that is the fly in the ointment for me. What their ceiling is will Jeff Hafley be that big of a difference? I don't know, and that's why I'm soft shooting a little bit on like how gung ho I am on him. But at the very least, the man whose name literally translates to this, I wanted to give Matt LaFleur his flowers because the man is. Because the man is one of the better coaches in the league, and a lot of time people thought Aaron Rodgers was carrying him, and we clearly see that's not the case. But I still have them also like the Bears 10-7. But the big difference is they would have a tiebreaker, they make the playoffs.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Flowers. Best coach. What are you talking about? Crazy stuff.
I would say best coach. He's
one of the best coaches. Okay, T-Dog and I have the same kismet going because I can't let the Packers get more wins than the Bears. It's just a thing. So, but not so fast, my friend, to Lugs, who said Jordan Love is the guy. Half a season last year does not make a career. Even though he got paid the career money, let's see what else he can do. But it's his time now. We all agree with that. They have a favorable schedule. You guys didn't point this out, but later on they play the Saints, Dolphins, and they play the Eagles in Brazil. Those are all winnable for them, and that's the second place schedule from last year where they all finished second. So I think they've got a pretty good schedule. I think they've got, obviously, all the tools you guys have already mentioned, and I have them tying with the Bears, but they'll probably win the tiebreaker, because they do that sort of thing. 10-7, likewise finishing second in the NFC North. So that leaves one team left for all of us. I think we know who it is, Lugs.
Yeah, I never thought I'd say it, but I have to put the Detroit Lions atop the NFC North. Of course, they won the division last year, so this year they have to play a first-place schedule, while their divisional rivals here are playing easier schedules, I would say. On the positive side, the Lions finished 7th or better last season in pass offense, rush defense. To me, their biggest concern should be pass defense, and they've tried to address that by signing cornerbacks, Meek Robertson, Carlton Davis, and they drafted Terrion Arnold and Enos Rakestraw. And, well, our boy finally got paid. So the quarterback, once he gets paid, I don't know. They tend to regress from what I've seen. So I'm not expecting him to hold up to all this. But with everything going, I'm still bullish on the Lions. I'm 12-5. 12-5 is what I'm giving them.
Whoa. All right, T-Dog.
Again, if I'm going to give Matt LaFleur his flowers, I also want to give Dan Campbell what he's done his first 3 years. I mean, he very quickly solidified the offense. You know, in this offseason, they've really loaded up on DBs. They traded for Carlton Davis from the Buccaneers. They drafted Terran Arnold and Enos Rackstraw Jr. to clean up their coverage issues. They added in nose tackle like DJ Reader to eat up double teams, to give a big bonus as well. And that's still one of the things I do worry about is that I still don't know if they have enough pass rush, not so much to win this division, but that's just the 1/2 inch thing that prevents them from getting in the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl. But I also think Jared Goff, I want to just give him credit too, where he had some good years with the Rams. But he is a good quarterback on his own. This isn't the guy who had his hand held by Sean McVay, where he was talking into his headset, telling him what the defense was doing, like 5 seconds or 10 seconds out before the communication cut out. And they have a nice variety of weapons on offense, be it meat and potato players like Amon-Ra St. Brown and David Montgomery, to game breakers like Jahmyr Gibbs and Jamison Williams. And then, Sam Laporta, we have this every so often. Like, usually rookies take a few years to develop. What Sam Laporta did in his first year, because obviously he was a great receiving option, but he legitimately was a good blocker. And if you look at his size, a guy his size shouldn't be, because he's kind of undersized for the inline blocker. So, like, I just want to give him credit. And the other thing I just want to give Dan Campbell is, even though – like Kevin O'Connell and Matt LaFleur, they're more X's and O guys. Dan Campbell, like his predecessor, Bill Parcells, he is the CEO head coach, where maybe he's not involved in all the X's and O's, but he knows like how all the pieces are running. He's been very active on going on 4th down. I believe they had 10 fake punts. I believe they're one of the more aggressive teams, and he usually knows how to dial it up correctly, and they've actually benefited from that. Just hit the gas, no brakes type of win. I have them winning the division, going 11-6.
11-6. All right. Lugs, I like Goff, man. He proved himself last year, and you know what? As you would say, he's got a beautiful head of hair. He really does.
He does.
Yeah.
Got weak eyes, though. Weak eyes, even with a beautiful head of hair.
Hey, Lugs, I gotta ask you though. Can he dance? Is he a great dancer?
No, man. He's sort of the Elaine from Seinfeld. That dance.
What was that one? The guy on Different Strokes was the Charlton. Carlton. That's what he got. Carlton. That was it. All right, so I think it's the best time in a long time to be a Lions fan, not since Barry Sanders, Alex Karras, or look this one up, Eric Kramer. T-Dog, remember him.
Yeah.
Has it been so good? We can't get enough of Dan Campbell. They made it to the NFC Championship game, and I think they can do that again. I'm really bullish on them, too. I think they've got a great shot here. I think the division will play for them, and they'll pick up a lot of wins within the division. So I have them kind of ramping up, fellas, and picking up another game and being 13-4 for the 2024 season.
Wow.
Maybe squeaking away to be that 1 seed. I don't know. Just throwing that out there in the playoff time.
I like it. J-Boy with his bold takes. That's what I like.
Let's go.
Like I hate to say it, Lugs, you and I, we're very chalky. J-Boy, he throws it out there.
13-4, baby. Number 1 seed, possibly. Okay, there you go. There's your NFC North for 2024. We're kicking off in about a week's time, but we have to look back in time. Lugs, do you have that sports of yesteryear to cue up and give us a shot?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let it rip. Sports of yesteryear.
All Right. 1910, using 137,000 candle power arc lights, 2 amateur baseball teams play the first ever night game at White Sox Park. 1938, New York Yankees pitcher Monty Pearson no-hits Cleveland Indians 13-zip. The real story in that game was Yankee Joe DiMaggio hits 3 triples. 1975, Veronica and Colin Scargill of England complete their tandem bicycle ride around the world, a record 18,000 miles. They divorced immediately afterwards. Nah, they didn't. I don't know what happened to them. Anyway, 1995, 95th U.S. Golf Amateur Championship. Get ready for this, boys, because you're going to say, really? Tiger Woods won the amateur in 1995.
Wow.
It just, that's a long time ago.
Dang, that's 30 years almost, yeah.
Yes, sir. And finally, 2017, former 5-weight boxing champion Floyd Mayweather Jr. defeats MMA fighter Conor McGregor in his debut boxing match in the 10th round in Las Vegas. That's it for this edition of Sports of Yesteryear.
Thank you, Lux. You know, the triple is like the hardest hit in baseball because it's not a home run, it's not a double. You got to leg it out, and maybe you make it. He hit 3 in one game. Wow. Incredible.
Hey, Yankee Clipper.
I can tell you guys are very impressed by that. Okay, moving on. T-Dog, C.D. Lamb got paid. C.D. Lamb got paid and played. Breaking news. Tell us about that.
The Cowboys signed C.D. Lamb to a 4-year, $136 million contract extension. He will receive over $38 million in signing bonus per source Adam Schefter, one of Luggs' best friends. That will be the largest ever for a receiver. Guys, are you all shocked that he got paid before Dak, or do you think this was good? Of the 3 guys who want to get paid on that team, is C.D. Lamb the guy you would pay first?
It is for me. Dak, he will. Jerry Pappy Jones always. He plays with the quarterbacks like they're his sons. You know, he teases them. He just keeps teasing them. But, yeah, I think C.D. Lamb, without him, you don't have any spark on that offense at all. So, who are you going to bring in? Zeke?
Well, there you go again. But I think it's a precursor to Dak getting paid, and I think it's a good sign for Dak. That's what I'll say.
All right.
Well, I hope they pay Dak because you remember, I don't know if they have bad blood and if there is like a lot of heat between Jerry Jones and Dak, because you remember back in 2019, they paid Ezekiel Elliott before they paid Dak too, which, like I said, it's very confusing to me. But again, I'm happy for CeeDee Lamb. I hope Dak gets paid, and I just was wondering how you all felt about it. But hopefully Micah is getting his big payday down the road too.
Pappy. I'll always think of him as Pappy now. That's how I'll think of Jerry Jones as, hey, Pappy, what's for dinner tonight? All right, Luggs, tell us about going over to the old country, to Ireland, where the Florida State Seminoles took it on the chin.
Yeah. I tell you, you couldn't have asked for a better game to kick off the college season. Georgia Tech, which has been the doormat forever, but it was like watching a championship fight from the first drive on. It was like blow after blow, guys running over people, just crazy stuff, and it was just fun to watch. Florida State was it was like they were a 13-point favorite. So all of you folks who took the Georgia Tech guys, congratulations. And what was really nice was that kid kicker whose name I've forgotten already, but it was his first ever attempt at a game-winning field goal, and he made it.
You go, kid.
And it was, they played it so it was right down to 6 seconds. So as the ball goes through, the clock goes to 0.
Love drama.
And that's drama.
Love that.
Yeah.
Aiden Burr.
Aiden Burr.
Made for TV drama. All right, good. All right, as Bob Eubanks on the Newlywed Game used to say, couples, here's a toss-up question. I want to bring up the topic of Trey Lance, the number 3 overall pick in 2021 draft. He got plenty of reps in the Cowboys preseason finale, but it looks like he won't even be the backup to Dak. He'll be behind Cooper Rush. Fellas, T-Dog especially, were we wrong on Trey Lance, and what the heck happened?
In a word, yes. We were wrong. Not Lugs. To be fair, I believe Lugs. It was just J-Boy and me. We believed in him. I think, to be fair to Lugs was not a fan.
I mean, is he a bigger bust than Trubisky? Yeah. Is he a bigger bust than Mitchell?
No, I mean, yeah, probably because of all the draft capital given up. So yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, they gave up 3 number ones.
3 number ones. What a reversal by the 49ers, by the way. They gave up 3 number ones, and then they find a guy who looks like he could be good, for a long period of time on the very last pick of the draft. So that's why, for the 49ers, people can, throw it in their face, but it gets wiped away because they found a quarterback. Unconventionally, but they did. But I do feel for him because I think they have him, and I'm not going to completely, try to protect him on this, but he just needs to go play in the CFL or the spring leagues. He just needs to get reps. He's not going to get better sitting on the bench on any of these teams. He needs to play. So I mean, I know this sounds like I'm banishing him. I hope he can come back to the league maybe 2 years down the road. But UFL, CFL, enjoy Canada. Go to a Tim Hortons for us and get some playing experience.
Get some poutine, whatever it's called. Putin. No, it's not Putin. That's not Putin. That's the wrong program. Trey Lance, he needs to go to St. Louis Battlehawks, I do believe. They could use him there.
Oh, now you're talking about language.
But it's a shame, It's always back to this. Right situation at the right time, at the right place, and it sometimes doesn't work out, and then injuries come along. So, Lugs, you were right about Trey Lance, probably more than we were.
Well, sadly, I wasn't so much down on him as I was just down on that trade and what they gave up to get him.
Yeah.
It just seemed crazy to me. So,
yeah.
But I do hope, I wish the man the best. It's a tough league. It's
a tough thing.
I will say, if you all remember around that time, they were talking about how they traded up to get Mac Jones, and I hate to say,
yeah,
I still believe that's who Shanahan wanted, and someone talked about it. And you look at what Mac Jones kind of did in the preseason. Not that he was blowing everyone away for the Jacksonville. He was playing pretty good. I think in that offense he could have been pretty good. I feel it doesn't matter, like I said in the end, but probably they should have gone with their gut on what they probably wanted to do and shouldn't have been talked out of it. That's all I'll say.
All right, so is that it for this program, Sports and Other Stuff this week?
Yes, sir.
This has been a real award winner. You've been listening to Sports and Other Stuff, brought to you in part by Swendella Bread. At 3 in the morning when you're in bed, Swendella bakers are baking bread, and that is one reason it tastes so good, because there's a guy we know who makes oven-fresh bread. His name is...
Fish.
Yep.
And from the Fish Did You Know department, did you know that this week in 1955, the Guinness Book of World Records was first published? All right. To celebrate, Fish is organizing what he hopes will be a world record for pancakes in bed, partnering with the Wyletta, that's Wyletta Griddle Company, and the Boblet Bedding Warehouse. This Saturday at 1 p.m., Fish will host a pancake extravaganza. Admission is $20. All proceeds benefit Guinness Book founder Sir Hugh Beaver's favorite charity, the Foundation for a Better Black and Tan. Bring your jammies, a big appetite, and come on down.
We don't just say why Letta, we say why nada. Thanks for listening to Sports and Other Stuff. First in sound, first in service, and, well, first in something else. See you next week. So long. Bye-bye.